yeah. Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me trying to get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up.
Rolling. We are back with another episode of He's With Us with Ash and Combo. What is the vibes, Ash?
Yeah, it's been a long week since our last episode, man. You know, a lot of shit has gone down.
It's crazy. Them rookies out there, they don't even know how to bring the change of outfit. You heard? They don't have rookies out here, man. You 28 episodes in, maybe 25, 24. You're an experienced podcaster.
Am I?
The average podcast, they probably go like 2 episodes. Google it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You did it, man. You won.
1 a week.
Now the internet loves you.
Nobody likes me out there except MTV.
Oh, shouts to your guy MTV.
MTV.
He said he agrees with Braun on the 2 for 1.
Yeah. But you know, people say anything.
You guys go back and forth on the DMs?
That's my best friend, man. We hung out this weekend.
Stop lying.
We hung out, man. That's my guy. MTV.
What does MTV stand for?
You know, man. That's
You guys went to a comedy show?
No, I don't know that nigga. I don't know that motherfucker at all.
He likes you though.
He fucks with my takes.
He's a fan.
He commented, I really like this podcast.
He did.
I think he commented.
See, you know, so often we focus on the negative comments, but we should highlight the positive comments.
Yeah. You know, he's our guy. He's our number 1 fan.
Yeah.
He's got all our stuff pinned.
A word?
I don't know. Probably.
We should pin his comments to show support back.
I know.
Speaking of that dude, Jalen Green is surging, and the Houston Rockets are surging as well. It's interesting that it coincided with Alperen Şengün's injury. He goes down. Jalen Green takes a leap. The thing is how are they going to maximize both players moving forward while keeping both of them? Do you like that duo? What do you think about that duo?
No, I don't. I think Jalen Green's a calorieless, empty calorie type player. You know,
it's too early to say that. Too early, my guy. Too early.
I don't know. Like he did.
I mean, during his leap, you're just gonna rain on his parade?
Yep. Like I like his skill set. The way he plays. He takes a lot of bad shots, but
it's getting better.
He's shooting like 50% from the field, 41 or 42% from 3.
Can I tell you one thing about him, though, that I noticed in Summer League? Let me give you 2 things I noticed about him in Summer League. First of all, his first step is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy first step. Second of all, he gets his shot off whenever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, D'Lo has that ability as well. Like, he could just get a shot up, and that's a skill. The only thing is like, how efficient could he get was the question, and he's getting more efficient.
I mean, he has a stretch. Like, his numbers are still not efficient for the season. He's been shooting awful this season. He's had an incredible, I think it's like 13-game stretch right now. So, like, that is not a testament to someone getting better. Şengün can come back, and that could all change. You know what I mean? So, like to be getting better has to be like consistent over and over. I think that there's been tons of guys who have had stretches like this, you know, especially in today's NBA where anyone could go for anything. Malachi Flynn could drop 50.
He just did. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like I mean,
I was searching the Google Trends. He was number 1 for the NBA. Malachi Flynn.
Yes, nobody knew who he was. So people had to Google him. That's why.
He's tough. He's tough. He just needs a lot of these players need opportunity. He's another one. You know, he's a small guy though, small dude.
It feels like the NBA is turning into the G League, bro.
Nah,
like it does. It kind of feels like that. Like,
I mean,
I used to go to G League games all the time. And because I actually
because you want to be courtside for $12.
No, I dated a ref, actually a female ref.
Oh wow, look at this.
And she reffed a ton.
Inside the life of Ash.
She reffed a ton of the games.
Is she in the league now? Is she in the league now? Did she make the NBA?
No.
She didn't get her Gatorade call up.
I don't even keep in contact with her. We went to a few. I went to a few main Red Claw games. You know, but Yeah, I mean, like she. So I went to a bunch of WNBA games, and it felt like every random night somebody would just drop 50. Like it was just
Very up and down.
You know, it was so up and down. Like anybody could just get it going. That's what the NBA feels like these days. Like it's like I get it. People are putting up 50.
So
I have a question that I want to ask you, but it's actually one of my.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's one of my rapid fire questions. So I'm gonna hold on it.
You might as well just use it now and only go for 4 later, since it's in the flow. Since you're thinking on it.
It's like, where's the value in the points these days? If teams are scoring 120 versus a guy scoring 30 now and a guy scoring 30 in the 90s when teams were averaging 90. So if you're 97, you know what I mean?
What about those Run TMC teams? They were putting up numbers.
Yeah, they were awful. They weren't a good team. Like,
They weren't awful.
They weren't
a championship team, but they weren't awful.
They weren't a playoff team. They were. I mean, one year they didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, they were only around for.
They weren't awful.
They were 8th seed.
Awful
or
is the
didn't
Pistons.
make the playoffs.
Awful is the Pistons this year.
Okay, they
Wizards.
They were.
All right, you got to use your words wisely. We're on a podcast.
They were 8th seed most years or didn't make the playoffs.
They had 3 great players. Great players.
Okay, they didn't make the playoffs. They weren't a playoff team, fam.
They were a playoff team many years.
Not
many years. They were short-lived. They were short-lived.
No, they were short-lived. And I think 2 out of the 3 years they played together, they didn't make the playoffs. They were just fun to watch.
So you're not coming in here with a team?
Basically like the Clippers. The what do you call it? Clippers.
These Clippers? No,
the Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, but these guys are better. These guys are Hall of Famers.
Oh, I give you that. But like, I mean, they weren't that great of a team. They were just fun. I think people liked watching.
Chris Mullin was a dream teamer. 92.
They didn't play no defense anyways. But either ways, we're getting off subject, right? Yeah. That's one team out of the teams. But
so you're talking about, scoring, and I had Seth Partnow of The Athletic on my podcast, and he described it as ambient. There's no start, there's no stop. It just feels like guys running up and down the gym shooting jump shots. And, yeah, I think there's some truth to that, But I do also think post-All-Star break, they implemented some rules, which they said they didn't really implement it. And then we found out they did implement them. And some of the scores were going down, and we were seeing more foul calls, I mean.
Well,
less foul calls, sorry.
Answer my question, though.
What?
The value, right? Like,
yeah, 30. Look, it's obvious. Like, there's way more people averaging over 20 now than then. So
I understand.
A 20-point scorer back then was more impressive than a 20-point scorer now, for sure.
So then does that make Michael Jordan's career more impressive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's very impressive.
Then
I think he's the second greatest player ever. Very impressive.
So much of what people are talking about in terms of Michael Jordan, LeBron James' elevation is because of his scoring recently.
That's not so much of it.
That's a lot of people are saying, "Oh, now that he's got 40,000, he's the GOAT." That's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, because he never even hung his hat on scoring.
I understand, but if you are elevating that, but you have to discredit it by your own words. You just said that it's easier to score now.
A lot of those points were scored.
Like Jordan scoring, 20 as a 40-year-old, coming off of not playing basketball on the Wizards.
We know who the better 39, 40-year-old was. Let's not do that.
Not even close. I understand, but I'm still saying you just said it's impressive.
It is impressive.
As a 20,
yeah.
So
LeBron almost played in that era, right? Like, it was only a few years after LeBron came into the NBA.
I understand, right? But like, that wasn't who LeBron was then. You know what I mean? LeBron came in at 19 points a game. You know what I mean? So like
as a rookie, yes.
Yeah, as a rookie. Yeah. So impressive. But at the same time, like,
did you see the pod? He was coming off screens. He was coming off floppies as a rookie. Like, how are they using him? It was crazy, and he still averaged 18.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, LeBron, like, they were a terrible team. They gave him the ball every fucking time. They let him do whatever he wanted. You know what I mean? So
no, but they were running some wacky actions with him too.
They were running some wacky actions with Michael Jordan his first year too, because they had a terrible coach. What's his name? Who was their coach his rookie year? An awful coach.
Well, Doug Collins, he loved Doug Collins.
Well, yeah, Doug Collins came later, but his coach, I forget his name, right?
Okay.
Was not.
So Jordan averaged 37 when Doug Collins was there, right?
Yeah.
But
Jordan averaged 30. 28 his first.
Oh yeah,
his
it's
rookie
the one.
year,
It's the one
like
when
30,
he had the ankle injury.
Yeah, and then 30 something his second year, like or second year is broken leg, but like this, the year after he averaged 30. Like I mean, bro, Jordan, like people got to understand how many like Jordan's era, they didn't score as much. Jordan averaged more points per game than Wilt Chamberlain. That's just an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
that's
Michael
crazy.
Jordan's a better scorer than LeBron. I think he's a better scorer than LeBron. I do.
Okay. And he's also a better winner.
They're both great winners.
Okay, that's not what I said. Like, I didn't say LeBron wasn't a great winner.
A better winner.
Yeah.
A better winner. I don't know about that.
Someone who's won more is a better winner. That's how it works.
Oh yeah? How do you equate with the teams? Like that's what I'm saying. So Robert Ory's the greatest winner. What are we doing here?
No, but here's the thing. Michael Jordan's won more games, won more championships in
Kawhi actually has doesn't
you can't-
Ginobili have like the highest win percentage ever?
I understand, but you have to equate like the guy who is the engine of the team as well too.
The
So
engine.
like
actually LeBron was more of the engine than Jordan. BJ Armstrong was the engine.
see, this is the type of shit that got niggas saying you're selling your soul. Because you're saying crazy shit, bro. You're a soul seller. You're a soul selling ass motherfucker, bro. BJ Armstrong.
Selling his soul. It's crazy. Yo, he sold his soul. That was wild when he told us that. Yo, that was wild. Oh man. Yeah. Let's segue to the New York Knicks. Because I just want to say I respect Julius Randle. Could have mailed it in. But I think surgery should always be the last option. He tried to come back. He was confident about his team winning. And it just didn't work out. I know in hindsight people are saying, like, he should have got the surgery earlier.
It wouldn't have made any. The type of injury is 5-6 months recovery for that type of surgery for that shoulder injury. So he would have missed.
Yeah.
He would have missed the season either way. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Like the only thing that like is negative about him not getting surgery earlier is that he might miss maybe the first month of next year.
Probably not, but
yeah. But he might.
Yeah.
Like there's a depending on how quickly he heals. So
I've been there when I totally needed surgery and I thought in my head I could come back without it. And like sometimes you just need it. But there are players that are just like be like, okay, I'm not even going to try and go through the rehab process. Now, either way, you need a rehab process. But there's some players that are like, okay, I'm going to go straight into surgery, forget this season. And he didn't do that. And I salute that. I respect that.
His goal was to try to strengthen the muscles around it so that he could potentially delay the surgery. But I don't know why he was trying to do that anyways. It didn't make any sense.
He believed he had a chance to come back.
Yeah, but did he believe he had a chance to win anything?
In his head, yeah. Like if he felt like he could come back with the team he has, that he had a chance to win. Obviously, he felt that.
Win what? The championship?
I think he believed that, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, if you believe it or not, it's still admirable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so I get it. I understand. I respect it, but I think it was a little chest pumping, fluff.
Nah, I disagree, bro. I think it's a guy that wants to play basketball.
I agree. No, he definitely wanted to play basketball.
You ever been injured for a long amount of time? Like every hooper wants to come back. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Every hooper wants to come back.
I've been fortunate. Well, I don't play basketball anymore. I don't know if I got to knock on wood. But
Yeah, you do because you could get injured.
I could get injured walking.
Yeah,
down
you've
the
seen
street.
traffic accidents on the way here, so you want to
Exactly.
you want to knock on wood as much as you can. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I respect it.
No, I respect it, but I I get, I understand. Like at the same time, like I said in the last episode, or I think it was earlier this episode, I'm not sure. Like symbolism plays a huge part, and if you
Can you describe what's the definition of symbolism? Is it the same as tribalism? No.
Yeah, so like
Symbolism.
utilizing a moment to represent a bigger
Signaling. It's signaling.
No, it's I guess you could say signaling, but it's really symbolism. Like
I'm saying I'm saying this statement so people think I'm a certain type of way.
yeah, or to help the rest of the team, or to build to create a catalyst moment for the rest of the team. Like
I don't think that's what it was though with Julius.
Well, I think that it might
I think he
maybe
just
not.
really wanted to come back.
Maybe not intentionally, but like if you like, he's the leader of the team.
Brunson's the leader.
Brunson's the best player on the team, and Julius is the leader.
Nah, Brunson's the leader. No.
I mean, from what I hear, Julius is the one talking. I mean, I don't know about now that he's hurt, but I heard that he's one of the most vocal on the team.
Yeah, he's kind of up and down to be a leader. He's kind of like
As a player?
No, as like emotionally.
Okay, well, I mean, this is what I've heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not in the locker
He just
room.
gave the finger to the whole like 2 years ago.
To what?
No, not the finger. What'd he do? This? Maybe this?
Yeah, that doesn't mean Draymond's a leader on the Golden State Warriors, and he fucking choke niggas every day. You know what I mean? Like, come on, fam. Like, you don't
No,
have
not
to
every day. Now you're bugging.
Bro, almost every day he's choking a nigga or fucking elbowing somebody. Like Draymond's, and he's a leader. Like you don't have to be David Robinson to be the leader.
The Knicks are the Nova Knicks. Like that's Nova culture at this point with them three in there.
Yeah, but no, I heard that he's like a leader on the team.
Okay.
Like he is really like he embraced. He talked about this on the podcast too. He didn't want to go to the Knicks initially. You know what I mean? Because he was like, oh man, KD's going there. Like, you know, Kyrie going there. Man, what the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean? And he had, you know, people forget about New Orleans Pelicans, Julius Randle. Like people.
Oh no, I don't forget about that.
I mean, I didn't say you, but people forget that that's where he was, and he was not great there, you know. And people were like, "Oh man, this guy might be a bust." And then nobody went to the Knicks, and he felt like that was his best option. And he came in, and he had negotiation power. He came and earned a spot, and then he like embraced wanting to be a leader because there was nobody there. You know, Brunson just got there. Not saying Brunson ain't a leader too, but from what I've heard, like people look up to Julius Randle because he's the most tenured player that's the best on the team.
He's not the best on the team.
The most tenured player that's the best on the team. Do you hear what I said?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wemby's the greatest rookie ever? What do you think?
No.
Why not?
The greatest rookie ever is Magic Johnson. And it's like not even close.
Yeah, but whose regular season was more impressive?
Magic Johnson's.
You sure?
Yes. The dude, what are you talking about? He averaged 20.
I know Kareem was out.
Assists.
Kareem was out in the finals.
He won Rookie of the Year. He won a championship that year. He won Finals MVP. Like, what are you saying? Like,
I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah. No. Like, Wemby's great. Now, I'm not saying Wemby's not great, but Magic Johnson is like not even close the best rookie ever to play in the NBA. Like, in the most accomplished, like took his team to the finals, like was super impressive, won a championship, won Finals MVP, won Rookie of the Year, put up historical numbers, was Showtime on top of that. Like, Wemby is great, but he's playing meaningless basketball right now, you know, for his team.
Maybe what if Magic was on this team? Maybe he's just on a really bad team. Magic wouldn't have won a championship with these Spurs.
Yeah, I agree, but that plays a part in how good you are. Like, I mean, there's great players that didn't win the championships. Like, people fucking don't put Karl Malone up there. If Karl Malone had 4 championships, we'd be talking about Karl Malone being better than Tim Duncan, because numbers-wise, he is. He's just like better at almost every metric numbers-wise. But nobody's ever going to put Karl Malone over Tim Duncan. But he had a better team. Tim Duncan had a better team. So like that plays a huge part as well too. You know, that's all part of your story.
Yeah, I feel like often that team accolades are thrusted too heavily when we're comparing two individual players.
Maybe, but that plays a huge part. That sways a lot. And like when you're a really good player, it's hard to define how your individual greatness swung the momentum of your team's success. Like, that's impossible to define. So
they try and do it with the numbers, but it's tough.
You can't dismiss it, as well.
Yeah.
Like, just as much as you say you can't rely on it, you also cannot dismiss it because, we don't know. Like the Lakers were great before with just Kareem before that. You know what I mean? Like, they come and he wins a championship his first year. I think Magic came in and they won 30 more games than last season, and then they win a championship his rookie year. That's crazy. Magic was nasty, bro.
Yo, you think Caitlin Clark will be more Jimmer Fredette or more Steph Curry when she gets to the WNBA?
Steph Curry. Yeah. Like, I think, first of all, I think she's going to have one of the longest leashes because her, I hope for the WNBA that Angel Reese is good.
Oh, she'll
right?
be good. She's a
No,
talent.
no, but like really good. Like because their two matchups, right, that they've played against each other, right? This year, the Elite Eight this year and the championship game last year, right? The largest crowd in the history of women's basketball, both games.
Yeah.
Right? 12 million views, right? That's great for women's basketball, right? That is literally the reason why the NBA is even here today, because of a rivalry similar to that happened in the 70s and the 80s, right? Magic and Bird.
Mm-hmm.
White versus black. Inner city versus farm boy. You know what I mean? Iowa. She grew up in Iowa. Where's Angel Reese from? I forget where she's from. She's an inner city girl, right? So completely two different lifestyles. The narratives pin them against each other. That's why it's popular. Caitlin Clark is great, right? She's great. She's also box office. But so much of what people are watching is her rivalry with Angel Reese. Angel Reese isn't the second best player in college basketball right now, women's college basketball, but she's the second most popular because of this rivalry. You know what I mean? That chick from Stanford, what's her name? Brink? Something like that. She's better, right? Paige Beckers arguably could be better than Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Paige Beckers is nasty. You know what I mean? Like,
she just don't have the hype right now, right?
She had it. The funny thing is that Paige Beckers had the hype because she went to UConn.
That girl, Juju's nice too.
Juju's nice as Juju Watkins.
Yeah.
Okay, Paige Beckers had the hype because she went to UConn. That's why Caitlin Clark's not at UConn, right? Because of Paige Beckers.
No, I didn't know that.
That's where Caitlin Clark wanted to go. That's her dream school, UConn. They didn't give her an offer because they had Paige Beckers. So she ended up.
They could have. I mean, both would have been fine.
They both would have been fine, but they had. I'm sure they had tons of other great players as well too. So, and they probably didn't believe in her. Like, she assigned to Notre Dame. That's where she was going to go. Then she ended up staying home in Iowa. And Iowa isn't this highly taught out pro,
Right.
And she took them to the championship game last year, and she's looking like she's getting there again this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she could win a national championship this year. So, with that said, like I hope that the NBA does a great job of feeding the fire with this narrative with these two, because people are watching women's basketball right now more than they're watching men's basketball. Those names, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, are more popular than Zach Edey, more popular than
Zach Edey was surging when he dropped 40.
I understand.
Yeah, but no, Caitlin Clark.
No one knows.
No, Caitlin Clark's on Good Morning America.
100%.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
These people, they're more popular than any names in college in college men's basketball right now. Those two names.
I mean, Caitlin is more popular than a bunch of, probably like 80% of the NBA right now.
WNBA. And the NBA. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
If you're not an all-star, Caitlin Clark's probably more of a household name now.
So I hope the WNBA keeps feeding that, because if they do, you'll get way more eyes watching the WNBA. That is the number one thing that the WNBA hasn't had that the NBA has.
Can I ask you a question, though? But is it the way the WNBA markets players might not be good enough. Like, what if Caitlyn is just as good, but I feel like there's a world where Caitlyn could be just as good and she won't be as popular as she was during March Madness right now. You know what I mean? Because we've had great players in the WNBA that don't get this kind of hype that they get during March Madness.
Well, here's the thing. This is what it comes down to, right? Like, we've had players, but we haven't had this type of, like, politics are involved now between these two, right? Politics, lifestyles are involved right now. Racism is involved. There's so many people that are rooting for Angel Reese just because they don't know nothing about basketball, just because they felt like she was slighted because of what happened with the whole race thing. And then there's so many people who are rooting for Caitlin Clark who are like, yeah, that I want her to beat that black girl's ass because of that black girl was taunted. That don't even watch basketball. That is the vested interest that they have now. That is what happened in the 80s and the 90s with Magic and Bird.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the thing that the NBA has had for a very long time, right, is incredible media and incredible marketing. Pinning players together, creating these talk shows that have great media content back and forth. All this stuff helps the game so much more. And I feel like I've said this for a long time. Like, the WNBA is no short of drama. Like, can you imagine a league where 80% of the league is gay and there's a significant amount of them that are dating each other? So beyond just regular teammate beef, you're talking about relationship beef. Like,
yeah. That's every level of women's basketball, though. By the way, that's not just WNBA.
Well, no, the WNBA is it's not. No, it's not.
What?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. The WNBA is an aberration. You can talk to any one of these girls. They talk about the WNBA in particular. Like, yes,
I played basketball overseas with women's teams. Trust me, it's like this.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that there isn't that, but the WNBA in particular is like a high, like it's like 80-something%.
I'm telling you, the girls teams overseas are exactly like that.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I know that there's a lot of the WNBA players that said they've left the WNBA to go play overseas in other places because it's not as bad. And I'm not saying that there isn't it like there's still a higher percentage than the normal world.
Yeah.
But the WNBA in particular is like really, really bad with it. Like there's a lot of great players who have retired early because of it. They talked about it on podcasts. They've talked about it in interviews.
Well, also it's just the highest level league, and it's here in America, so you hear about it more here.
But they say they leave this league to go play overseas in other places because either it's maybe controlled better, right? The rules are a little bit more sanctioned about it, or it's just not as rampant in your face. Like where like players, like especially heterosexual women that have played in the WNBA, they say it's impossible to even get to concentrate because you get ridiculed so much because of your sexuality. That maybe that doesn't happen overseas, even though it might run rampant just as much, or almost as much.
Yeah.
It's not as the culture isn't as corrupt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I've seen that break teams up overseas. Like,
but at the end of the day, like I said, there's no short of drama, and like the thing about it is that like that is what makes the NBA so interesting, because of all of these talk shows around it that stir up drama so much. This person's rivalry versus this person, right? Like that stuff just doesn't happen as much anymore. I mean that doesn't happen as much in the women's game, and I feel like the women, they do have a different type of sportsmanship. You know what I mean? Like it's not as like I'm not saying that they don't go at each other, but like I feel like there's a level of respect. A little bit. It's almost like the way the game is played now, right? Where so many players know each other, respect each other in a specific way, versus in the 90s where it's like, guys really went at each other, didn't know each other that much, wasn't going through AAU programs, bunking with each other, all this shit like that, Like like this is the best kid in California. I've never met him before. This is my first day going at him. I'm gonna try and prove that I'm better, or my state is better than your state. You know,
It's different
So-
now.
it's different.
Yeah. You got rapid fire for me?
Yeah, I already used one of them.
Give me 4. I'm about to destroy these. Rapid fire time.
Do these tough years in LeBron's career really matter in the grand scheme of things? These, and not making the playoffs, do they in the grand scheme of things? Do you think they'll matter? Similar to the way people talk about Jordan's final years.
I don't think people put too much stock into Jordan's final years, right? It's like it almost didn't exist.
It depends on who you talk to. There's a lot of people that you talk about Jordan's final years all the time.
Do I?
Yeah, you always mention it in comparison to LeBron's right now.
Well, no, I don't always do that. I did today. I don't
No,
think that's
you've done it before too.
Wizards Jordan was cool though.
But do you think they'll here's the thing, right?
I mean, stats wise and skill wise, he's still great, and skill wise, he's probably getting even better. So, I mean, I think in that regard, I would think about that. Like, he's shooting 40% from 3 this year.
Okay, but
He never really did that before, maybe once.
Like in the grand scheme of things, do you think that
I think this whole career matters.
I
think it all matters.
They're gonna okay,
Yeah.
because we look at things so much different now, than we used to. There's so many more stats, so many more numbers and analytics that play a part. So okay, so you think it's gonna matter?
I do.
All right, well, it's not looking good, and he's trying to play 2-3 more years. He says.
Is
He said he's trying to play 2 more.
He said the road is coming to an end, right?
He did say, but he said in another two.
Okay, well, he wants to play. He can still play. Good for him. You trying to set LeBron up with these rapid fires?
I'm not trying to say nothing.
Let's go, man.
That was just a question.
Go ahead.
Should Steph leave?
No. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think Steph Curry should leave the Warriors?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it would work, but
What team?
Man, I would love to see Steph. Man, man, I'd love to see Steph in Minnesota or
Minnesota.
yeah, that taking over that Mike Conley spot.
Him and Ant?
Him and Cat, I think that would be a great team. They got great wing defenders.
What if Steph can't just do it anymore without Dre? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'd love to see him in
New York?
no.
Not a good mix defensively with Brunson?
No.
Denver?
Denver, Boston.
That's a weird offense in Boston.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like Steph. I think Steph is not as much as the system as people think he is. I think he
think
could really
he's more.
adapt.
I actually think he's more. Just from you naming these teams, I'm like, what would Steph Curry he would obviously kill no matter where he is. But would he be this Warriors without Dre, Clay, and the system that Steve set up for him? I can't even picture him in Boston.
You can't picture him anywhere because he's such a warrior. But at the same time,
was that a double entendre? That warrior, he's such a warrior. He's such a warrior.
No, but okay, you can say it was.
All
But no, I just think that I think that I think he's so good and he's wasting years and quickly. He truly is still good enough to be probably the best player on a championship team.
I think that's fair. I think we're starting to get away from that because he can't do it. He has more off nights than ever before.
Well,
if you look at it.
yeah, I can't judge his off nights because
The team has been bad.
the rhythm. It's like I feel like Steph is the type of person who gets affected by rhythm so much more than other players. You know what I
But
mean?
it kind of speaks to like the Warriors' situation helped them very much.
Absolutely, they created such a seamless conveyor
Like
belt.
your guy Jordan, right? It doesn't matter where he was undeniably going to dominate. Now, Steph Curry would have been great everywhere else. But I don't know if it's like Jordan or LeBron where it doesn't matter where they go, they're going to absolutely dominate the league.
You can't say that about Jordan because he didn't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like LeBron did. You know what I mean?
I mean, LeBron was great everywhere. I think Jordan would be great everywhere, no matter
yeah,
what.
I think he'd be great, but I don't know if I'm not sure if like Jordan benefit people don't understand.
So Jordan benefited from the system more than Steph Curry benefited from his
No,
system.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think people fully understand the benefit of playing with the same guys for the most part. Same core guys,
that
same
helps.
coach, same system.
But the
same
guys around
locker
Jordan
room.
changed a lot on the
You know?
low. It
Same
did.
core guys. Same core
but
guys.
a lot of guys changed, though, around the edges.
Core guys.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
it was
what I mean?
Pippen, Grant, the first two, and then it was
Rodman.
Pippen, the second
Yeah.
two.
You
And
know?
Ron Harper and Kukoc were great. Those guys were so underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
Kukoc was there for 6. So
What do
those
you mean? Oh, yeah.
so those are the core guys I'm talking about. Pippen, Kukoc. Those are the core guys. Right?
Well, Rodman for the second.
Rodman came last 3.
Yeah.
Grant was the first 3.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, but like the core guys, Kukoc.
Kukoc wasn't there for all 6. You know that, right? He came after the Dream Team, bro. He wasn't even.
Oh
in the
yeah.
league.
He came last 3.
Yes.
Kukoc
One of his
came-
first years was the years that Jordan wasn't even there. He was playing baseball.
Yeah.
Remember
yeah,
Pippen got
because
mad?
they had played him in the '92, and then they hadn't played him.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, but the core guys, right? Those four guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you benefit from that, man. Like that's huge, bro.
I guess,
That's
but
fucking huge.
don't you agree that Steph benefited from his situation more than Jordan benefited from his? Like Jordan would just be undeniable no matter where he
I
went, bro.
agree, but I mean, like, here's the thing: Jordan may not get 6 chips.
That's
though,
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's
like,
fair.
That's the benefit of it. That's
Like
what it
LeBron
comes down
gets 4
to.
no matter what. Like I don't know if Jordan would get 6.
Like, here's the thing: like, I don't know if Jordan's getting chips if he is like, yo, Bird, yo, fucking, yo, Magic. Let's join up. Yo, Barkley, let's fucking join up. They're getting chips. I promise you. LeBron did that. So I don't know but I don't know if Jordan's that type of person. Jordan, he specifically said like, I got pleasure out of beating people that were almost as good as me. You know what I mean? That was what I like to do. I want to show everybody that was better.
And none of those guys were almost as good as him for the most part.
Yeah.
Barkley wasn't almost as good as him.
Yeah.
What?
Prime Barkley.
I know Prime Barkley was great.
Bro, like, I mean, obviously Michael Jordan's the greatest, but like,
Second greatest, yeah.
dog, he's the greatest. Like, in your opinion, like, you have to talk about consensus. Like, you can say your opinion, but like, when you talk, when you're
like talking about
when
AI.
when you're talking about it, right? Generally, you have to use consensus, and consensus is
All
Jordan.
right, let's go through the rapid fire. Is that it?
No,
Okay.
but yeah. So
Not so rapid fire.
whose career takes the biggest leap with a championship this year?
Anthony Edwards.
No, not in my opinion. Like,
Who?
I think it's got to be somebody who needs a championship.
James Harden.
Like a Harden or a Damian Lillard or something like that. Like, their legacy completely changes. Like, Ant definitely takes a leap. You know what I mean? Like, people start looking at Ant like he could be a Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
Or
saying.
LeBron James.
That's what I'm saying.
But
So, so you agree Ant's up there? He might not
Ant's
be.
up there, but
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, I don't
So
think.
you
I don't
looked at me like that was ridiculous.
No. I like, I was just not expecting that answer.
I gave you a deep cut.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I think Anthony Edwards.
I think it's
because
probably
like they got a chance. Minnesota
yeah,
had
they got a chance.
Yeah.
But I think
SGA just from not from like
Yeah.
the people who watch basketball, but from the people who like are casuals.
Yeah.
I mean, SGA becomes a household name if he wins the
absolutely.
chip. Yeah.
So everybody gets a boost. Everybody does. But like the biggest boost I think would probably be like you look at Damian Lillard and James Harden career completely different.
I also think that it probably adds more to Dame Lillard than Harden, because Harden's team feels more like a super team, right?
Yeah.
Like Dame only got 2 superstars.
Yeah.
You know, they got like 4.
So
Yeah.
but okay. The last one.
And then I got 5 for you. It's a good question though.
Is the NBA less competitive today?
No.
The aura of the game, you think it's less competitive?
No.
Okay.
You ready?
I disagree.
Why? Why so?
I just think that the essence of competition isn't as rich as it used to be. You know, like there is like, can you name player rivalries or team rivalries right now?
Mavs Suns, Heat Knicks.
Mavs Suns not a rivalry. I would say Mavs Clippers. That's a rivalry. That's more of a rivalry than the Mavs Suns.
Mavs
Suns
Clippers.
just became good.
Let me think. You gotta let me think.
But there aren't many.
Yeah, there are many.
You know.
Well, that's because players switch teams so much.
That's why I'm talking.
Yeah.
I think the game is less competitive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, so I'm not saying it's not competitive. Don't get me wrong, because every time I say something less, people think I'm saying not. You know, the game is still definitely competitive. But I feel like what made competition higher pitched fever was playing the same guys over and over, playing the same team over and over. That's why playoff series often you get that competitive. And in the 90s, it was always this breeding, right? Where it was like this team's coming, and then next thing you know, like they're like a scrappy team in the 9th seed. Then they finally make the playoffs. They're an 8th seed, and then they're tough out as an 8th seed. And then the next season they're like, maybe 4-5, and they we're right there in the mix. And then the next they lose again, and the next season they're 3, and then a 2, and then like they're always in the mix. And you play these same guys, and you build this competitive rivalry. That shit doesn't happen. Teams become really good quick and then drop really bad quick because guys leave and then other guys come. And I just think overall, it's made the league less competitive. And going back to why the NBA was, the NCAA championship was so intense, because the competition was so deep.
Yeah.
Because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and LSU and Iowa had a legit rivalry. That game is going to be bigger than
that girl.
That Sweet 16 game is going to be bigger than the championship game.
That girl Haley, she entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, she was guarding Caitlin the whole time. Yeah. Caitlin basically sent her to the transfer portal. That's crazy.
But at the same time, like that stuff is what I think sports is all about. People love like when it seems like the guys hate each other. That shit makes the competition even stronger.
I got 5 for you. You ready? Favorite book ever?
Oh, this is nothing has to do with basketball.
Oh yeah, like we talk more than basketball.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that. My favorite book ever is probably The Phantom Toll Booth.
Cool. Not fiction?
Yeah.
You read mostly fiction?
When I was younger, I did, but now I read a lot of nonfiction.
I only read nonfiction. It's kind of crazy, right?
Well, I mean, I'm a filmmaker. I create fiction, so I should inspire from it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, Tyson or Paul, who wins?
I don't know. I can't. It's hard to say because I don't even know if it's a real fight. Like that's the shitty thing. Like, I hope it's a real. If it's a real fight, Tyson definitely wins. Like, I don't know. Like, Mike Tyson is about to be 60 years old. Like, he should not be doing this. This is super, super dangerous. Like, Jake Paul is not like a YouTuber. He's a legitimate boxer.
He fights, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and Mike Tyson's 60 years old.
He's moving good, though.
It doesn't matter. Mike Tyson isn't like Mike Tyson doesn't have a great chin.
What do you think?
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: what do you think 19-year-old Mike would do to Paul?
Oh my god! See, that's fear. That's fear.
See, that is fear.
But it's also like but you're a boxer, so shouldn't you get punches all the time?
Nah, the consequences are different when we're hooping.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say with the whole fight because, like, at the end of the day, Mike makes a ton of money off. Like, a lot of these boxers don't make any money. They need a fight. Mike doesn't need the money.
Paul don't need. I mean, but everybody wants more money, bro. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You know that.
Well, here's the thing: Mike did it because of the money. But at the end of the day, Mike doesn't need to fight. Not like the Jake Paul situation was probably too much money to turn down.
Yeah.
But Mike doesn't need to fight.
It's going on Netflix, right?
Yeah. Streaming on Netflix.
Is that the first live sporting event on Netflix?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So like, Mike doesn't need to fight like to make money. You know what I mean? So like.
But he probably couldn't make that amount of money, right? If he didn't fight.
He can't make that amount of money. So the opportunity came to him and he couldn't turn it down. But at the same time, like, it's such a gamble. Like, you're doing well. You
said could, and he could turn it down. I pay close attention to words. He could turn it down. He just wouldn't have as much money.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, but here's a way to do both.
Okay.
Is
fake fight, yeah.
Fight. You know what I mean? Like people, I'm sure people.
Let's have an agreement.
At the end of the day, it's like, don't hit me here, blah blah. I'll give you this. We can make money. We'll both because Jake Paul's making a bag too.
I believe that there's a high chance of that happening.
So that's why I can't even assess the fight because I don't know if it's going to be real. But if it's a real fight, Mike should win. But at the end of the day, Mike. One thing about Mike is he's not a great defensive fighter. He never was a great defensive fighter. So one hit could fuck him up. Mike's been known to take hits, and he doesn't have like a strong jaw. Mike just knocked people out. Like, I mean, you talk to his old trainer, Teddy Atlas, will tell you that. Teddy Atlas doesn't think Mike's a great fighter.
They don't like each other, bro.
He also doesn't believe Mike's a great fighter because he says
I actually like the way
he says that he's like, what a great fighter is somebody who gets hit. Is their backs against the ropes, and they figure out a way to win. Mike, the 3 times he got hit,
that shit runs deep.
His back was against the ropes. He lost, or the 5 times.
That shit runs deep between him and Teddy Atlas.
I agree, but there's some truth to that though. Mike was never put in every time Mike was put in any sort of adversity, he lost.
Greatest basketball player not named Kareem, MJ, or LeBron. You're gonna say Kobe.
What'd you say? My favorite basketball player not named.
No, greatest basketball player not named Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, MJ.
Oh, I can't say Kobe.
Nah.
Greatest basketball player not named. Did you say Magic in there?
No, Magic's the greatest. But so Magic's number 5 for you.
Yeah, you gotta say Magic. I know you're gonna say Bird.
Last 2 are college basketball questions. One's less rapid fire than the other. Greatest college basketball player ever.
Greatest college basketball player ever. Currently it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I agree.
But if Caitlin Clark wins a championship this year, you have to, like, she's in the running.
Why don't you like college basketball?
Why I don't like college basketball? I don't like college basketball.
How don't you like it in March? That's my question to you.
Yeah, I don't like college basketball because there's no familiarity to me. Like, I don't follow it because players just leave so quickly. Like,
But the NBA is like that now as well, right? You said. In terms of flip-flopping teams, not leaving.
Yeah, I'm talking about leaving the league. It's like
those are just the best players. There's a lot of players staying around for 4 or 5 years. Like, you see the kid Golke. He played and with the pandemic year, there's players playing 6 years now.
You don't see players that are good that play
They're
freshman
good.
year.
They're just not.
No, but like I'm talking about like really good, like household names freshman year, household
You
names.
mean like how the Big East used to be?
Like how women's basketball is, women's college basketball. Like a household name as a freshman and a household name as a senior.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You don't see that. You know, and like that's just the thing. So it's like you like a player and then he's gone. You know, and it's like you like a culture, then it's changed. It's so ephemeral that it's hard to like really. Like, I understand why people love it, though, like, because often the people who love it live in these places that don't have NBA teams and stuff like that. And, like, the culture is, like, Kentucky. You know what I mean? So I get that. For me, like, I've just never really been married to, like I'd like certain players, and then they're gone. And then I'm like, I don't like anyone on this team. I don't like the way their brand of basketball now. It's not, so it's hard for me to get invested. Yeah.
Good stuff, Ash.
All right.
Wait.
What do you say?
Wait 1 second. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. Ash, don't kick the table. That was a blooper. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in to He's With Us.